where we expect a lot more aggression, and that's where perhaps Eeyore might need to be a little bit more worried when we look at this whole roster of Team Rise. They're going to be climbing their way slow and steadily, just like back in Game 1. Again, Team Rise with heavy investment onto Pokemon that evolves into Stage 2. Yeah. So I do think this is going to take a while for them. So there is a lot of window for Secret Rare Schwa to at least going with the chase, and coupled with Glaceon, it's just sure firepower.
Do you reckon for Dan on the Blissey, do you think it's going to be Safeguard or Soft Boiled? And also for Absent, like, would you want to go for Moonlight, or do you want to go for Follow Me build? Because, yeah, I don't know. Question. Like, I feel like too much healing wouldn't be good either.
You kind of want to balance it out with one taking another spell.
I almost feel like this might be a Follow Me. I mean, but Dan's the frontliner. It sounds like it's going to be Safeguard, because you also want to make sure you have the protection against slows and disables. And I think Schwa kind of needs it, especially when you're running the Talonflame. It's such a squishy Pokemon, so if you can guarantee it just doesn't get caught, it might be okay. We'll find out very soon though. But Machop taking a lot of damage there. Necro's fine, half health, he's all good.
It's gonna be A-okay for the time being. XQ not worried to even going for the contest, but there is Illuna that might be able to punish Dan. Let's see. It evolves just in the nick of time. Well, Miva just knowing how to apply a little bit more pressure. We expect things to be relatively slow for Team Rise at the moment. They're just hoping to get as much XP, and Miva just denies everything from them.
Yeah, Miva's pretty good at that. You know, I'm a little bit worried here for Secret Rare, because we aren't seeing much happen on Schwa. And this is already the 8-minute mark. I mean, it's still 9 minutes, really. And we're not seeing anything. He hasn't evolved. He's hanging around, but he can't do anything. I mean, this is very uncharacteristic for Schwa.
Yeah, I really wish that there is a little bit more proactivity coming from Secret Rare, because this is their window to shine, where most of these quick evolutions have already been reached, while Heart is slowly getting pressured on as well by Necro. Now you gotta eventually deal with the Machoke. Well, he's already evolved, eventually turning into a Machamp. So I really do wonder now. So many windows of opportunity, and they're just really following the tempo of Team Rise. It's not going to be as good as they assume it to be.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of not feeling it here for Secret Rare. Last game, you could tell they definitely felt like they were in more of a commanding position, and you can see Rise was also in a more defensive posture as well. But we are seeing a big rotation here for Secret Rare, but they can't even get the KO there with 4 Pokemon.
Yeah.
You've got both your supporters, you have Schwa here, you got Miva, and you couldn't get the knockout either. I mean, at the end of the day, they're still giving experience in the top lane to their Dual Blade. They want to make sure it hits that Aegis Slash as fast as possible. But I feel like Secret Rare, that last game feels like it really impacted them mentally. Yeah. They're very, very defensive.
And they're just being very reactive to what Team Rise does, where now being on this passive stance, they're literally just taking any form of EXP, and this is where Schwa hopes to find an opening, forcing the rest of Team Rise to come in for a little bit of a goose chase. Meanwhile, Glaceon's nowhere to be seen, so they don't really have as much damage and firepower as they want. Now, drawing up close and personal, Junior Absent tries to find a little bit of window where he's still up available. That's slowly being blown up as well. Ooh. Now they will have to pull back. Let's see if they can basically steal this with the Flame Sweep. Still available. Schwa has to use the eject button while Eeyore does so much damage, but the fireworks being put onto the Talonflame to go for the knockout.
Again, we're just seeing Eeyore light the sky up with the fireworks. He's the one that's basically just single-handedly zoning out Secret Rare. And again, we didn't see anything really happen on the side of Schwa. Like at the end of the day, right? You can see he's trying to get some critical damage with the fly onto the side of Rise, but you can see Rise again positioning. They're not giving him any openings. He can't get any big hits with that fly, so he's always just flying in, zoning out, flying in, zoning out, and then of course we saw him get caught in the fireworks. Yeah. Even the eject button was enough to protect him there. And so seeing your Talonflame this far behind, this is a tough game
Yeah, finally, this Talonflame does have a little bit more room to even open up some Aeos energy points to be scored, but Team Rise, they're absolutely on a tear. Though it looks like it's currently even 90-90, like, the amount of pressure that they can put in these team fights is immense, and Team Rise, they're starting to haggle for a little bit more of that spacing into that central area, and they will eventually get their hands on this Regieleki.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this game, they've lost control at the beginning. They really needed it to start the fight. And look at this, 2 Pokemon, including Aegislash, just gets deleted by Rise. I mean, they are snowballing so hard. They got the Alecki, the Goal Zone is down. Secret Rare is all over the place. I think if I was Secret Rare, I would say, guys, we got to focus on levels. I think it's almost impossible for us to fight into Rise 5v5. Get those levels. Let's get ready for Rayquaza, because that Rayquaza flip is going to be crucial for their comeback. I just don't see them being able to take Rise head on.
There's only a couple of possibilities, especially when you do have Flame Sweep available, and then you need that Glaceon to be in position to be able to actually force a steal by the very end of it. And other than that, you saw what happened over on the top end of the Goal Zone. Nobody can withstand the amount of damage this Gardevoir, Delphox, they go in with the Singularity, they go in with Fireworks, it's over.
Oh gosh, alright, so the fight begins yet again. Now they're trying really hard, and it looks like Secret Rare, they do get this objective here, but is this going to be enough for them to turn the fight around, or is it just going to be run and gun, take the buff and run? It looks like that's going to be the case here as they pull off a great heist, a great escape, but yeah, Eeyore's not having it. He's like, hey, you stole my buff, give it back.
Now he's just going to run over on the other side of the goal. So meanwhile, Schwa finally getting some back caps going in favor of them. They still need a few more points though.
Yeah, they kind of have to. I don't like pushing certain Pokemon choices, but I feel like if Secret Rare knew this was how the game was going to go, I definitely think that they would have loved to have someone else instead, not someone else, but a different Pokemon than Talonflame. Because at the moment, Talonflame is now a dedicated backcapper. We haven't seen it come into the fights to clean up. We haven't been able to see any solo pickoffs in the central area. So, I mean, I hate to do it. I hate to push the Dodrio agenda, but I just feel like if Shua knew this was what kind of game he was going to play, and he could, again, we don't know if he can play Dodrio because it's a very difficult Pokemon, he would have loved to have played Dodrio.
Yeah, like it was all being left on the draft where even Team Rise, they say, you know, we don't really need it in particular, where we understand we could just stick to a team fight composition and still walk away with this. Now, if you're actually trying to cut across.
Again! Oh, they're trying to dive though. So far, Aegislash is not down. It will finally burn down, and they don't even get the KO. Everyone's just so healthy on the side of Rise. So Rise going to walk down with the Alecki, just, you know, melts the Glaceon. Typings, they don't exist in Unite, but Eeyore makes it look as if it is. Big pushback there though on the side of Shua, but not going to be able to do too much with it. He will get a knockout onto the Eldegoss, but I mean, it's just a support at this point of time. Aegislash is here, wants to dive on ER. They are so desperate to get the KO, and they actually managed to get it though. So big knockout, big chunk of experience. They look like they might lose heart here. Really nice stun though, and maybe we see the turnaround here for Secret Rare. Rise sticking around for a little bit too long. Luna showing off how tanky Slowbro can be. Good news, Contra. Good news.
Yeah, 10 more seconds, and then there is the Rayquaza. The problem is Secret Rare, they have utilized some of all these resources.
Can they get?
They don't have the Flame Sweep, but they do have the damage though.
Guard is in the bush. If they catch Gardevoir here, I think that's going to be a really big play. But I don't think they can. They're actually just rushing for that Rayquaza. Shua's here, so I think Shua, big singularity from the gut. And look at this though, Pokemon going down. They do get the shield. Oh, Secret Rare. They actually managed to get the last hit onto Rayquaza, so they are going to score their points. They're going to get 100 points in that top lane. Hopefully, Shua, no, the shield! It's broken! Oh my goodness, they need these points so badly. It's 328 to 176, and Dan's lost his shield as well. So even with the Rayquaza, it doesn't matter. Rise just melts them.
And it was just a perfect read coming from the Machamp. AXQ just buying as much time and space, and will eventually deplete this Blissey. Even despite securing that Rayquaza, they knew what they have to do. They cannot waste any time.
Do they have any shielding left? Does Aegislash have shielding?
They should have a few members that have the shield because they pulled back.
Hang on, can we take a look at Aegislash on the bottom lane? We need to see if there's anyone left with a Rayquaza shield. No, I think they're all gone. So Secret Rare don't even have that to fall back to.
This is hard.
this is tough because we've seen that their fight, their composition, 5v5, it's not it. And look at the middle lane. We've got a Altagos looking to score 100.
Oh boy.
God.
Team Rise, they're prepared to dunk right in. It doesn't really matter anymore. But for Secret Rare, they're going in with the last hurrah. 472 for Team Rise.
Doesn't
while
matter.
the rest of them are currently struggling to
Doesn't
even survive.
matter. Oh no. Pokemon going down Secret Rare. They just couldn't do it. They got the Rayquaza. I mean, we saw them. Dead set, focused. They put the blinkers on and they said, guys, we're just going to go for Rayquaza. I mean, we did talk about this earlier. Rayquaza was the ultimate flip. And I mean, in a lot of cases, Rayquaza is enough, but Rise, they were prepared for it and they had a really good team for chasing and eliminating those Rayquaza shields.
Yeah, it was so close for Schwa to score 100 points on the top end as well, and then you have the champ that just got him blocked in the nick of time. And Secret Rare, I think it was great effort being displayed, but on that early game, I really think that they should have emphasized